Welcome back to Hannity. So Donald Trump and Senator Ted Cruz are at it again. Earlier today, Trump accused the Texas senator of stealing the Iowa caucuses from him. Watch this.
What he did with the voter violation statement, looking like it came from a government, was a fraud, and I think it's a disgrace that he did it. But what he did to Dr. Ben Carson, a very good person, where he said he left the race, vote for us, I think that's something that is really very serious. Now, I know the one situation is now being investigated by authorities in Iowa, the voter violation form, and that's being under serious investigation. But I think they should probably throw him out of Iowa, because I don't think what he did is a disgrace. And it's a disgrace to the electoral process, to be honest with you, Greta.
All right, Senator Ted Cruz is not backing down in the war of words and let his Republican rival have it earlier today during a press conference. Take a look at this.
It is no surprise that Donald is throwing yet another temper tantrum, or if you like, yet another Trumper tantrum. Donald Trump guaranteed a victory in Iowa, and then he lost. And he doesn't like that. There's a reason that Donald engages in insult after insult. Because he can't debate the substance. I wake up every day and laugh at the latest thing Donald has tweeted. Because he's losing it. That's not the temperament of a leader to keep this country safe. My girls are 5 and 7. And I got to tell you, Caroline and Catherine are better behaved than a presidential candidate who responds by insulting everyone every day when he loses.
All right, here with reaction, attorney, political analyst, and Trump supporter David Wall, and the communications director for the Cruz campaign, Rick Tyler, is with us. All right, one of the things I think we've got to go back to is that this was reported, numerous news outlets, for example, CNN. Let's play that tape.
A week from tomorrow, we're all going to be doing this again for the New Hampshire primary, so almost every single candidate is going to be going directly from here to New Hampshire to campaign, except for the man in fourth place, who a few months ago was in first place here, Dr. Ben Carson.
Ben Carson is going to go back to Florida, to his home, regardless of how he does tonight here in Iowa. He's going to go there for several days, and then afterwards, he's not going to go to South Carolina. He's not going to go to New Hampshire. He's going to come to Washington, D.C.
But it's very unusual.
Very unusual.
To be announcing that you're going home to rest for a few days, not going on to the next site.
If you want to be president of the United States, you don't go home to Florida. I mean, that's just bottom line. That's the end of the story.
All right, Rick Tyler, why don't you walk us through? You were in the Cruz campaign.
Sure.
Some are saying that, well, you guys went out there and said Ben Carson's dropping out. Is that true?
No. Look, it was a legitimate news story, Sean, and we report to our campaign important new developments in the campaign. And so the idea that Dr. Carson would not leave Iowa and he would go right to Florida instead of going to New Hampshire or South Carolina, that's a legitimate news story. That's something that we shared. But we never said or speculated, nor did CNN, that he was dropping out.
What's your reaction to that, David?
So, yeah, Sean, let me get this straight. So you want information on the status of Ben Carson's campaign. You don't call Ben Carson's campaign. You rely on rumor and innuendo being passed around by CNN reporters, which is what they did. And then they recklessly passed this recklessly unconfirmed information to voters in Iowa, and not just said, you know, don't vote for Ben Carson. He's gone. He's not in the campaign anymore. But vote for us. And I got to say, Sean, that is not only potentially civilly actionable in this matter, but it's a potential crime when you recklessly dissuade voters from voting for a candidate with
Sean,
knowingly false information or false information that is recklessly unconfirmed.
All right, Rick.
Okay, he didn't come to New Hampshire and he didn't come to South Carolina, and he was in Washington, D.C. today, just like CNN reported. So what is actionable? I mean, that is preposterous.
CNN reported, well, this must mean that he's done. That's what they were saying, in not so many words.
No, they
and
said,
then you took
we
that.
just
You
heard
took
the
that
clip.
Let me ask you this: Did you call Ben Carson? Did you call Ben's campaign and ask him? Did you call Ben Carson's campaign and confirm?
And say, look,
no. David, let me ask you this question.
So the question would be.
Go ahead. But David, I want to ask this question. But it was widely reported in the news media. You don't dispute that.
It was widely speculated upon, Sean. And when you're talking about a man who has worked so hard on his campaign, who has developed such a passionate, large following, who has made so much progress,
Then don't
to
go
just
home.
say that he's
Go
gone
to
and
New Hampshire
done
or
with.
South Carolina.
He went home to get new clothes. He went to get refreshed clothes. He didn't say he was dropping out. Why not call the man himself
Has he been in
and
New
confirm
Hampshire?
Before you spread the rumor? He's going to
Has
New
he
Hampshire.
been in New Hampshire?
That's a positive.
Okay.
That's an absolute.
So he didn't go to New
definite
Hampshire.
Reality.
Did he go to South Carolina?
He went to his home in
He
Florida.
didn't go to South Carolina.
Which is what he said he was
That's right.
going to
That's
do.
what CNN reported.
Yeah. Did you guys confirm?
And
did you
what
guys
Dana
call
said
him and
was
confirm? Did you call him and confirm that he was dropping out? No, that's reckless.
Apparently
that's
it was true.
false.
All right, hang on. Rick,
So he's
not
going to be
true.
here
He
when?
hasn't dropped out.
Today's Wednesday.
Rick, in
Tomorrow?
retrospect, do you think maybe you should have called the Carson campaign?
You think? He apologized also.
Hang on, that's
Cruz
Rick.
apologized.
Do you think, in retrospect, the campaign, you know, I guess it just is an indictment on the media, too, but, Rick, what are your thoughts?
Well, look, I want to be clear. What CNN said was true. He didn't come to New Hampshire or South Carolina. But moreover, there might have been someone in our campaign who would have speculated that he didn't drop out, that he was going to drop out. If that happened, that is what Ted Cruz apologized about. But the facts remain the same. Ben Carson did not come to New Hampshire, and he did not go to South Carolina. He went to Florida, and today is in D.C. And what was said was it's sort of like skipping the playoffs and expecting to go to the Super Bowl. So look, that's just what happened.
No, you know what it is? What happens is Cruz has now set his foot down and basically set a standard for his campaign that he's going to resort to sleaze and potentially civilly actionable or criminal conduct to get a victory. And that's what he did.
If you want to win, no, the standard is if you want to win the New Hampshire voters, you come and campaign in New Hampshire. If you want to win South Carolina voters, you come and campaign in South Carolina.
What has that got to do with whether or not you guys told voters in Iowa that he had dropped out, vote for us? What has that got to do with anything?
We didn't say that he was dropping out, and we didn't speculate. No, we didn't.
All right, we're going to leave it there, guys.
That didn't happen.
Thank you both for being with us.